Hi class, today we are going to be focused on paragraphs and what they include. Our objective today is to identify the three key ideas or three main parts of a paragraph. And you are going to be doing that by looking at explanatory, which is informational writing, as well as opinion writing, and identifying the three main parts. So let's dive into what those three main parts are. So you can see on the screen we have our assignment here. We are also going to be talking briefly about this during our meeting, and so if you're watching this before our meeting, go ahead and press pause and join back in after our meeting. But just as an example, I'm going to go through this first one with you. So the three main parts of a paragraph are the topic sentence, the supporting details, and the closing sentence. And you can see here that on the left side of our screen, we have a structure to it. Every paragraph will have this because the structure is really important for the reader to understand what is going on. When the structure is not like this on the left-hand side, the reader will often be confused and the writing does not make sense. So we are going to read through this paragraph and identify the topic sentence, the supporting details, and the closing sentence. We are going to be using the green, yellow, and red boxes to identify and color code those. You'll learn throughout this year that color coding is one of my favorite things to do. So let's get started. So a topic sentence is the sentence that introduces the reader to the topic that will be discussed in the paragraph. It usually gives the reader a summary or a short idea of what is going to be explained or discussed in the paragraph. So the paragraph says, butterflies grow and change throughout their lives. First, they are eggs. So I know just by reading that first line that the butterflies grow and change throughout their lives is the topic sentence because that is a summary of what the paragraph is going to be about. It kind of is like a warning to the reader or a heads up that says what it's going to be about and what they should prepare to read. So I'm going to drag my green box here to the first sentence, and I am going to click the blue box on the side so that my arrow is pointing horizontally and drag it so it goes around the entire sentence. So it is the topic sentence. It shows what is going to be the rest of the paragraph is about. Okay, let's continue to read. So the supporting details is what is explained from the topic sentence. So we want to look for details that explain how butterflies grow and change throughout their lives. So it continues as it says, first they are eggs. So I know that that's a supporting detail. That explains how they are created and how they come to become butterflies. And so that is a supporting detail. Okay, so I can adjust this so that it fits. Now, I'm going to continue to read, and if I need other yellows, I will come down to the bottom. Usually butterflies lay tiny eggs on leaves. Then caterpillars hatch from the eggs. Okay, so those are all supporting details. Those are all examples and the chronological order of how a butterfly progresses. So I'm going to take my yellow here and I'm going to put it around this entire line here because this is all supporting how butterflies grow and change throughout their lives. And I'm going to make it a little bit closer so I can pull it up like that so that it just goes around the sentence, but I can still read it. Okay, and you guys can adjust this a little bit more while you do this. All right, so this continues. Caterpillars eat lots and lots, then they make a cocoon inside. Inside they change. So those are all continued to be supportive of our topic sentence, explaining how they change and grow. I'm going to take another one and go all the way across. Finally, a butterfly comes out of the cocoon. Then when the butterfly lay eggs, the cycle begins again. Okay, so that's another big transition part of a butterfly's life. So again, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to adjust it and adjust it so I can read the next sentence. And I know that this right here, butterflies lay eggs and the cycle begins again, is also supporting detail. So I'm going to use this again, but only to here because I need to read the next sentence to make sure that it is a supporting detail or a closing sentence. Now, when I look for a closing sentence, I'm going to look for a summary or some type of closure to the paragraph. So it doesn't add more information. It's very similar to the topic sentence. It's amazing that a butterfly can change so much throughout its life. So that didn't give us more information. It gave us the author or the writer's opinion about what, like, that they think it's amazing. So I know that that's the closing sentence because it is recapping and really stating like, hey, this is amazing, but it's not providing new information or additional details to that topic sentence. It's just saying that, hey, they change a lot during their lives, and it's pretty amazing. So I'm going to use the red to do the closing sentence, and I'm going to adjust it there. And then I have identified all three parts of a paragraph. I have the topic sentence, the supporting details, and the closing sentence. So you're going to do this for this paragraph. There are two different sets here. So you're going to think of a person whom you consider to be a hero, explain why you admire the person. So this right here is going to be the first one you're going to do. That's informational. And you're going to be using these boxes, these boxes up here. If you need more boxes, which you probably shouldn't, but just in case you do, you can click on the box, right click, and then copy. You can also just click on the box and hold down the control button at the same time as C, and it will copy. Okay, but you shouldn't be needing that. Okay, so you're gonna do another one for explain the similarities and differences between pets and people. So make sure that you can still read the writing, so you'll need to adjust your boxes so that the thickness of the line doesn't cover the next sentence. And then you're gonna go on to opinion paragraph practice. So you have two opinion paragraphs to do. You need to identify the topic sentence, detail sentences, and then the closing sentence. If you have any questions, just let me know. We'll be talking about this during our meeting, but as you work through it, make sure that you are reading carefully and identifying those three main parts.